Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Northstar. Hope you've been taking care of each other, being kind to yourselves. This begins a new series, HOI4. Updated, as you can see, on the last version before No Compromise, No Surrender, if I'm not mistaken. Accountants 116.9. Let's double check that. Should be in here somewhere. Yep, that 1.17 is No Compromise, No Surrender. So this is the last one before. Whenever they release something new, the devs of the game always introduce new bugs. And I don't have that DLC because I'm broke. Because I'm disabled following COVID. But I'm going to do something different. I've been sampling a Japan game, and I'm probably going to try and do a Japan-China one with Joe. I was originally looking at doing a single-player non-aligned Japan, but then you have to fight the Nazis fairly soon, especially over Russia. You think it'd be more interesting to do a communist Japan People's Republic of China game. Then it doesn't defy belief the two would work together, although you could always be like fascist Japan working alongside the communists or something, but same ideology doesn't defy belief as much. And Japan gets a nice resource gain efficiency spirit when they're communists, so they actually get more steel, more oil, more rubber. You play in the latest version with coal to get more coal, although I think they may have replaced that spirit. But definitely steel, oil, rubber, chromium. So even though they won't get the ability to develop resources in southern Siberia and there'll be a little less aluminum to play with, Japan has real problems with steel, not having enough of it for ships and stuff. So arguably it might be better. Plus you do get an aluminum plant right in Japan, so it's not as much aluminum as you would get. It should benefit the resource gain efficiency, if I'm not mistaken. Synthetic rubber plants also, making those a little more cost effective for Japan if you don't go and say grab Siam, which is a good source of rubber, and Malaysia. Anyways, so this is going to be a custom game here. Something seriously bonkers. Since I'm going to definitely be a faction leader in this. Less than 5% war participation goes to other winners, just so, everything gets redistributed after war is less incomplete nonsense. Although, does not apply if no winner has at least 10% of war participation. Yeah, this could be good for what I'm going to be doing. Anyways, so what I'm going to be doing is fragmenting everything. All Amerindian tags in the Americas are released. All releasable colonized nations are released as free and independent. What's the difference between those? Anyways, Africa, decolonized, Asia, decolonized. I'm basically going to create a fragmented world here. You can start with a Polynesia. Interesting. UK fragmented. The borders of Spain will be redrawn to something familiar. Catalonia, Galicia, and Navarra. So I guess there's still going to be a Spanish Civil War, just without Catalonia, Galicia, or Navarra being involved in it. France fragmented. Yugoslavia fragmented. Soviet Union fragmented. I don't get the difference between some of these. Ethiopia fragmented. Reverse the Rigas more and Rio Sarmento. Nordics. Fragmented. Free Quebec. Germany fragmented. It's the difference between de-colonized and de-imperialized. I'm assuming decolonized is just like Guyana or whatever is probably de-imperialized is what I'm looking for. Trying to make everything as small as possible. And I guess Princely States is smaller than the Raj. So yeah, this looks like what I'm aiming for. Basically a fragmented world start. Obsolete branches hidden. Sometimes you want to see what you gave up. Or what a nation gave up. But it gets to be a little overwhelming. Leave faction while peace. Leader may kick any. Pick for faction leadership. Volunteers. This is basically standard rules there. Boost in popularity. This is like the generic thing, but you know, use spies. Airdrops normal. Maximum fort. Scorched earth allowed. Fun. I don't know what would be the point of setting any of these to a specific path with everything being fragmented. This is going to be a fragmented world. Is Germany, Italy historical? Whatever. Played this game far too much. Frag world. Cool. This map should change in a second. Right? Maybe? Republic of Syria. Random country. I guess some things aren't released till games start, but this is. I was thinking about doing a Kurdistan thing, but apparently Kurdistan isn't on the map yet. Syria is, though. What's this over here, I guess? Lebanon is not free at game start? Oh, it is. Interesting. Alright, well, random country, Republic of Syria, here I come. Looks like Turkey is still a kind of behemoth, but this is just a generic tree. Won't be too much. Turkey's focus tree is horrible, and I don't know Iraq's very well, although I might get a little familiar with it being right next door. I think they don't have a communist path either, which right, communist or fascist are the ways you would expand a start like this. So this should just be ludicrous. Peace conference effects. I guess Italy can't start at war with Ethiopia because now these should have all sorts of weird. One of them should still be called Ethiopia, shouldn't it? Clement State Asa. I don't see any that actually have the original Romania. Okay, yeah, they just have all the... Does the tag even exist? I don't see the Ethiopia tag, so I guess in some cases the tags don't exist. Like Germany, there's Prussia, but the tag doesn't even exist for Germany. If you wanted to, say, try and reform it and get access to... France still exists with its ability to invest in Syria. Maybe I should do this and give myself a little bit of a leg up as Syria. Could swap to playing as Kurdistan, but it's a one-state nation. Here's Iraq. They have the Golden Square Anglo-Iraqi Treaty. England's fragmented, but I guess it's still they have a problem. Royal Iraqi Army, Grand Society. Out of curiosity, launch revolt. Oh yeah, it comes out of the Kurdish identity thing. Kurdistan does not exist. Kurdistan Democratic Launch Revolt. Wait, so this is a way to play as Kurdistan, isn't it? Without having a generic focus tree. Form the Peshmerga, Kurdish language schools, British oil. Women in the military. Soviet aid. Huh. And the Russian Soviet Socialist Republic still exists and is sizable and amusing. I guess there are no tags that can be released out here. When watching this? Nope. Nope. Alright, well, if I want to do Kurdistan, I could either... Syria is not allowed to release Kurdistan. Really? And Hatay? Wait, aren't they supposed to gain control of... I mean, lose control of Hatay via... Oh no, that's Turkey wanting control of Hatay, that's right. They won't end up trying to take the state from me. I guess I can refuse. Huh. Can't cure this, which means you guys probably can't either. I don't start with any army? I bet that's not true. Turkey, though. Oh, yeah, they have a sizable army, so they'll bully me out of Hatay. Let's just make sure I'm not going to get eaten by... eaten by my larger neighbor or something? The Damascus Diktat. If they go neo-Ottoman. Okay. Ideology map. Huh. A lot of non-aligned around. Hmm. I guess Lebanon does get released, you just can't play as it from the beginning. Wait, I don't have any factories? Zero? Zero. Bah. Okay. No, I'm gonna do France. Also. France is in enduring danger with Germany being fragmented. From Germany, with Germany being fragmented. So... I'll save that or something. Nope. Boom. Fragmented world. Apply. So I'm gonna play as France just to develop Syria a little. So that they don't have nothing. Oh no, you can't play with France fragmented for this to work. Whoops. French actually start with a sizable army. Interesting. Back to the menu. Same thing, but I'm gonna have France not be fragmented. I can fragment it myself. Load? No. New game. Oops. What? Custom game rules. Here we go. Okay. I changed the game rule for France being fragmented. This would actually be Africa colonization, wouldn't it? Then the British Empire would still be around. Shoot. Shoot. You know what? Let's just see what this looks like. The US. Curious what it means by de-colonized. United Native States. United Native American States? Okay. Republican People's Council. Ooh! That's one heck of a national. Not even a national spirit. Approval population factor, approval population daily democracy support. Doesn't stop you from going other paths, apparently, but Indigenista Mexico. Maya state. Wow. This is interesting. United Indigenous States. More in. It's all the Republican People's Councils. People's United Freedom Council. Mobilization speed. That depends. Mapuche State. Incan Empire. So I guess non-aligned has this spirit. I mean this type of leader. Democracies of this. That's interesting. What does Quebec have? A war industrialist. A random leader. United Inuit States. Federation of Canadian First Nations, First Nations Council. So there's actually new tags in the Americas. That's very interesting. Oh, Greenland's its own nation now. Oh, it's controlled by United Inuit States, it looks like. There's a Greenland tag. It doesn't exist. Interesting. Obviously some stuff is going to be worked out shortly after game start. Norway, Sapimi, Sweden, Finland, Karelia, Denmark. Some nations have their normal focus trees, like England and France. Whew. Spain? Is it gonna be a Spanish Civil War? Yep, it is. Huh. Algeria, Marrakech. This is quite the map. Hyderabad, that's, I guess, a princely state. United Singh. Financial strategist, stability, civilian factor, construction, speed. Huh. Still A, India. Okay. Dutch East Indies. Sukarno at the lead. Interesting. Most interesting. Oh, Japan's gonna still be a monster in the east. There's gonna be China stuff. Huh. I could do this so the United States doesn't start conquering the world fascist. That's probably reasonable. The policies New Deal have been proven to work. Let's not lose our way now. Sure. Although you don't get achievements if... Not even achievements, you don't get badge progress if you use the console at all, even to tag over to a different... although I probably could just, have saved the game and... Okay. So there's certain nations I could still play as that would be powerful enough, like Greece. Recreate the Byzantine Empire, Greece. Wait, Greece's to go Byzantine requires that France and the UK don't show up to their conference. I was gonna say Italy, but Italy doesn't exist, but that's not a problem for them. To do Neo-Byzantine stuff. Anyways, who do I play as? Don't have to be Syria. Syria's got nothing at the game start at all. Just thinking of playing as the Kurds. I guess that means Iraq, right? Play as Iraq and do the Kurdish rebellion thing. At least I have a focus tree. And hope Iran doesn't go its Neo-Persian Empire path. If they do, I'll have problems. But it's a little less weak than playing as Syria. I don't know. Give me a sec. Alright, sorry. Had a quick, very quick snack while I thought about this. Why is Twitch not... It's not recording. This is, being problematic. It acts like... okay. Well, anyways, I had a very quick snack. And I thought about, and, I'm just gonna do Syria. I'm probably gonna get my rear handed to me. To automatically end when it hit 30 minutes or something? Huh. Okay. Yeah, the Twitch stream is in pieces. 2 research slots. I can't hear the music at all. This is gonna be brutal. Obviously, I've got to start right off with getting some kind of industry here. If I get my rear hand to me, maybe I'll try a different nation, or maybe I'll just tag over to some other nation, maybe whatever one conquered me. It should be interesting to see how this fragmented world thing plays out. Alright, this... If I use the generic tree well, this could still go okay, maybe. This gives me a double research bonus, so you'd obviously want to use on things that are slowest, probably construction 1. So I'll probably do basic machine tools. And, start with 1 day progress, right? And when I get the industry bonus, I'll put it into construction 1, because that's 210 day tech. And boom, because you'll eventually want at least radio for a variety of things. Research speed. So. Fragmented, that's of course code for Fragmented Syria. For those who just tuning in now, I selected a random nation and it can be Syria. And I sat and agonized about whether I really wanted to play Syria from a fragmented world. I'm like, sure. I'd start with no factories, so I have to get my first factory from the focus tree. And honestly, the best thing may be to make a military factory right away and steel factory from Iraq. neighboring Iraq. Do they have an army at game start? They might. They do. It's not a very big one, so I might just want to... I don't even start with any natural resources. And Turkey will try and demand hay from me, so this is... Also, my manpower pool. 2.43 million core manpower. So a 10% ratio, that would be like 250,000. If you go down this, you eventually get 3% recruitable population. Extra 3%. So it's like 80,000. If you go down this path, you get weekly manpower 400. 20 weeks. In 200 weeks, you have more manpower. This also gives army XP and reduced damage to garrisons. But this gives stability and a whole lot more political power, which can be used for improving working conditions or various other things. So it'll probably be a communist Syria. Give me more manpower, and if you go fascist, you can't force ideology on nations. One of the things is Iraq. Here, I think I can puppet Kurdistan in Syria. Is this interesting? So probably create a Syria tag here, a Kurdistan here. I'm already figuring out I'm going to balkanize my neighbor. Force ideology and puppet on 2 of Iraq's states, and have basically split balkanized Iraq into every single state being a separate nation, which make it, you know, easier to kind of divide and conquer. And they'll all have generic focus trees except the one that inherits the original tag, so way more industry than if I just yeah, raid political dissidents. This can be used to deal with royalists. Interesting. I might need to do that. I'm not gonna ban anything. It's almost never a good idea. And that'll allow me to then raid the fascists, or the royalists raid the fascists. It'll push some of this non-aligned into fascist. This give me base stability. I'm kind of thinking long term here. I need to commandeer civilian trains at one point just to get myself the trains I need. Because I think I start with, yep, no trains. Oh, I can eventually try and unite the Arabian Peninsula. That might be a goal here. Restore Mesopotamia. Huh. So there's 2 formables. I don't want press censorship or outlaw royalist activities. Wait, I don't have any civilian factories. Why is it saying I do? It might be a pity. Rate of progress or whittle free. Aleppo, which is not the capital, Damascus, which is. The majority of the populace is here. I'm not sure I'm going to get any free progress, but the cheapest thing would be an airbase. I don't have any air bases. I could have a tiny air force. Let's look where I get my free infrastructure. Damascus, Ate, Aleppo. So, not here. 3 in Damascus, 2 in Aleppo. So, Damascus would be the cheapest place to build an airbase, which means I guess Jordan would be my first target. They also don't have an army. Jordan and Lebanon. And Palestine. I could create the Israel tag if I really wanted. Oh, I already have 1 level of airbase here. It's saying. Yeah, I didn't see it. No petty progress. In the airfield? Nope. Yeah, my supply situation also favors of expanding southwest first. If I already have an airbase, I don't want that. What I do want is probably a single land fort somewhere. Or improved railways even. Just the cheapest things. I'm not going to have time to build anything more expensive. Yeah, let's improve the railways north or south. Yeah, because if I later have armies here and I push west, I'll want this. There's even a... Reorganize the railway system. More than 3 supply of space. That's the capital. So I have 1, 2, 3. Assuming this isn't a permanent one. And I'm on. Maybe I mess with the rack before they mess with me. Pardon me, no. One victory point, one victory point, one victory point. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a railway that goes here, because if a war broke out unexpectedly, I would need to rush troops here and defend near Mosul, maybe make a push on it. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do I go through that victory point, or... Well, why would I? Probably need troops here. Victory points what you want to hold, obviously. This helps with dealing with Turkey. It can also get damaged by border stuff. Shoot, actually, I'm going to want to go from here. So that's a shorter path from the capital. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. So I can rush troops to the victory point. If any troops took this, I could attack from 3 sides. It's something. So yeah, that railroad will eventually get built. And viewer came, viewer left. Starting their civilian economy. The tiny. Do I have any division designs? Any? Nope. I don't even have any division designs. Normally when like France releases you or something, I got nothing. Oh, that's sad. Decisions, recruit, deploy officer corps. No generals. No field commanders to recruit, obviously. Could hire an admiral. Fingers crossed, this guy is decent. Battleship adherent. I suppose if I made a heavy cruiser for, shore bombardment to could do it amongst the very weak navies, but give me an advantage pushing into Lebanon. Okay. Oh. There's no railway to that naval base. Oh, that's gotta change. That's more important than the other one, in fact. This should be at least level 1. Well, that's too long of a path, and I'm not going to have that many soldiers. Just going to make this... Boom. Eventually, Deir el-Zur, whatever, will have a supply hub someday. Or I could do it here, where there's better infrastructure, and... No, it's not close enough. Topspin defending Turks. Cool. Let's just unpause and see what happens. Now, starting as a democracy, you can get events that elections happen. Now there's not much I can do. The Guineas unite. The Guyana region has long been split among occupying colonialist powers, occupying the subregions of Cayenne, Guyana, and Mapa, Suriname, and Ghana. The people of the region have now, however, unified in their common struggle against imperialism and declared that they will destroy all who oppose their unification and independence. The Grand Kingdom of El Dorado. Still has the ruling party non-aligned, but they'll switch democratic eventually and become more dangerous. Interesting. So there are world events, some I guess unique to Fragmented. Nobody ever plays Fragmented, so... Cool. I'm doing for YouTube time. 43 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this eventually, or just do a really long first upload. Nothing happens, honestly, in the first part. Figure out what I'm gonna be playing as. I don't normally do such long uploads, but... Oh, the Turks are massing a bunch of troops on my border. I'll make it conquered by Turkey. Or they'll probably just demand Hatay, because the Hatay issue is an early focus. They form a pact that doesn't include me. That will make things hard. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Turkey. No Syria anywhere. Fun. Base stability 50, base war support 50. Get me to 55. When the Liberty has this would be a little more, but 60. I think if you fall below 50, you're supposed to be able to get propaganda if they didn't move that decision, so maybe I'll get the war support, something hurts it, or if you're in a war, the war support is below 50, it's below 50, yeah, that's increased war support, so. They're rare, though. Okay. I have no industry, no resources, no tech. Practically begging to get conquered. Independence of Iraq is guaranteed by England? Oh, what the heck? Okay, well, so much for even thinking about expanding that way. There's Turkey, though. I suppose defending if they attack me is probably not a terrible idea. I start with 5 convoys. I can sell those. It's the only thing I have to sell. Just gotta find someone who wants to buy him. Nobody's got market access with me. France, maybe? Oh. Wait, I have market access with France already. Auto send negotiate market access. I see. Should have sold those earlier, but maybe I'll get some buyers for my convoys eventually. Should have done that game start if I realized to start with it. It's the only thing I have to sell. South Africa wants to buy. Sure. We're far away, not a threat in any way, shape, or form. An overland trade route. Eugene de la Rey, vengeful industrialist. Oh no, South Africa might go fascist eventually. It's possible Iraq could end up switching and demanding control of my eastern province if they go their Kurdish path, which is their communist path. Usually communist, or I think as a democratic sub-branch. Promote Kurdish identity. Yeah, if they don't take further Russian support, I think they can be democratic instead of communist. Modify officer corps. Oh, I can select people. Take a chief of the army for army XP. Put one of these guys. Abd al-Qadir ibn Khalid. Forget since I start off, oh yeah, relief of command, advisor cost minus 50%. I think that could be see me political power costs me. I just want to raid political distance or save for improved worker conditions. I have no factories to be affected by this right now, and the stability will give me more political power in the long run. It's not going to matter how much army XP I have if I don't have any actual equipment to fill it. Alright, so when I get 100 political power, I'll improve working conditions. This is on a cooldown, so I want to get that cooldown going so I can do it again eventually. Do it now while I have no factories for it to apply to. Industrial and then armament effort, I assume. Some basic infantry equipment, maybe sell it. Cool. Industrial effort completed. Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits. Russia can actually oppose that for what it's worth and attack them over it. I have 4 days saved up here. 10 more. Yeah, I could give up 4 days focus time to start the improved work conditions a little quicker. I'm going to do that. Mainly because that'll give me more power income in the long run. Do I have any MIOs at all? It's generic infantry equipment. Cool. There's lots of stuff to do with political power. Playing too much of the US where you want to get all the power you can because of the Congress stuff. Anyways, improve worker conditions and then start on armament effort. If I did civilian industry, it would just get soaked up by consumer goods. This will allow me to at least get... I can't actually produce any divisions until there anything that gives me a template? Some stuff is supposed to be templates when you get it the first time I thought. Unlocks a free division template. Special forces stuff. If I wanted to produce a mountaineer thing. This is back when I do like Rangers if you don't have, say, the oil to be running motorized recon, which I don't. They're pretty good, especially how they synergize with artillery. Should be doing a lot of. So my terrain is, well, it's mostly desert. Do have some mountains though. There'll be some mountain areas if I fight into Jordan. Yeah. Could follow this up with Mountaineers 1. That way I can train a single Mountaineer division and use it to get officers. Yeah, no, I should probably just do a stair infantry. What am I saying? Because Mountaineers use more equipment than normal. Except I need quite a bit of army XP for an effective unit. A single Mountaineer division, much larger than anything Jordan could muster against me. Or Lebanon, for that matter. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be on Mountaineers. This will actually have to go to its. Let's say construction 1. Yeah, because it's a slower tech. To do it right away. I'll be on Mountaineers. Or I could do Marines. I could get a lot more. I mean, I could have warships, but I would have to have oil for them. So yeah, then that's silly. Probably just produce convoys and sell them with the naval effort. Recruit enough admirals, maybe I'll get someone with the useful trait. Naval lineage. Retreat decision chance less. Number of ships in first contact. Here we go. Bold. Naval speed. Naval damage. If I'm just going to make a destroyer or two, this is probably what I want. Alright, so I've got my Admiralty. I know he's going to hit the command power cap before I get my first Mountaineers, and then I'll do Mountaineers. Alright, I'm an hour for YouTube, so I'm going to cut this. I hope you all enjoy this. Take care of each other, be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star lead you home. Adieu, and best luck to you all.